As chips of aromatic wood are gently heated, a subtle fragrance wafts up. That fragrance leads into a world of self-discovery.
いろいろな、悩みや邪念、そういうものから解放されるというとちょっと大げさかもわかりませんけど。
A traditional restaurant burns incense for the pleasure of its guests.
お客様に、京都に来たなと非日常そういうのを感じていただけるように。
Incense is primarily made by mixing natural plant or animal-derived scents.
全てのものは、残り香であり移り香を楽しむものだというふうには思います。
Incense is believed to have arrived in Japan with Buddhism around 1,500 years ago. Originally burned for prayer, it now enriches the everyday lives of Kyotoites. Core Kyoto unravels the ancient pleasure of incense. Kodo, the way of incense, developed in the ancient capital as the practice of savoring burned aromatic wood. Joyo Nishigiwa became the 12th head of the Senzan Goryu school of Kodo after his father. Aloes wood is the aromatic tree used in Kodo. In order to enjoy the wood's inherent scent, it is cut into rice grain-sized chips.
酵母が大きいと香りがいいかといったら実はそうではなくって中のその香りの成分をうまく抽出できるように小さくするという工夫と何をおいても貴重なものだということです。日本では産出しないものですので大事に使う。
Aloes wood is an aromatic wood collected from a tropical evergreen family of trees native to Southeast Asia. The trees produce resin as a result of damage or decay, and as they age over decades or centuries, their wood acquires an even richer perfume. It is a miraculous product of the conjunction of temperature, sunlight, and other natural conditions. The most prized of all aloes wood is what is called kyara in Japanese. The older it is, the deeper its scent, and the higher its price on the market. In Kodo, ashes are arranged in a censer to heat the aromatic wood and draw out its scent. A piece of heated charcoal is placed in the center of the burner. Then an ash pressing tool is used to form a low mound. The cone shape ensures the right degree of heat is applied to the wood. A metal chopstick is used to give it a beautiful finish. A silver-rimmed mica plate is placed on the tip of the mound, and pieces of aloes wood only a few millimeters in size are set on top. The burner is lifted up and the right hand cupped over its rim. After inhaling deeply, one lightly exhales to the side. This is repeated 3 times. Practitioners of Kodo listen to the fragrance rather than smell it. One must concentrate to savor it deep within. If you listen with all 5 senses in focus, a world opens up for you to enjoy at your leisure.
いろいろな、悩みや邪念そういうものから 解放されるというとちょっと大げさかも分かりませんけど、気候風土が違えば香りも違ってきますし、場所が違えばこのように違うんだということは、やはりここいろんなものはそれぞれ違うしと、悩んでてもしょうがないなっていうのは香りを聞くたびに思うことかも分かりません。
Japan's culture of incense began some 1,500 years ago. It is believed to have crossed over from China with Buddhism. A mixture of chopped, fragrant burning incense is sprinkled over a live coal. Powder incense is rubbed on the body. Incense is thought to purify places and rid people of evil, so it has been an indispensable part of Buddhist services since ancient times. The culture of incense flourished in Kyoto in the Heian period, about a millennium ago. Court nobles created their own secret fragrant blends by which they could be identified when used for grooming. It became a status symbol to burn incense that reflected the season, and accessories to use incense in everyday life were devised. This standing frame was for perfuming clothes. The frame was set over an incense burner and clothing draped over it to fully absorb the scent. Fragrant pillows were designed to waft the incense up into a woman's hair when she rested her unfastened hair on one. Varieties of burners were also produced. This ceiling pendant burner made of silver is decorated with an openwork chrysanthemum design. This vibrantly colored burner evokes a peacock with its tail feathers stretched out tautly behind it. Incense accessories evolved into furnishings to decorate interiors. One venerable store has made and sold incense since its founding in 1663. Incense comes in many different forms. Some are lit by flame, and their fragrance wafts into the air. Some are kneaded into a pastille and emit their aroma when exposed to indirect heat, producing an especially rich fragrance. Pressed incense is cut from a mold into fine shapes and gives off a light perfume. Pastilles and pressed incense are burned to enjoy the resulting aromas as they unfold and linger. Aroma pouches, which release a scent without requiring heat, contain a finely chopped compound of fragrant materials. Perfumed inserts are fragrant compounds wrapped in washi paper. Slipped in with a letter, they also deliver a message in scent form. Most incense is made from trees, grasses, and other plant life. The heart of the sandalwood tree is highly aromatic and is known for its fresh but sweet perfume. Cinnamon is the dried bark of the laurel tree family and is familiar as a food and medicine. And star anise is a dried fruit that is also used as a spice in cooking. Incense is created by chopping or grinding, then combining these aromatic ingredients. With 35 years' experience, the store's master perfumer is Katsuro Matsuki.
例えば香木でいけば香りの表現は味と一緒でまた5つしかないんですね。甘い、苦い、辛い、酸っぱい、塩辛いっていうこれの組み合わせで物事を考えますので。
The incense preparation method used by nobles in the Heian period has been passed on to this store. They are reproducing it in the form of pressed incense. While he continues to make traditional scents, Matsuki is also trying out new ideas. This time, he is making scented pouches around the theme of Kyoto in spring.
春の鴨川の雰囲気にしましょうか。鴨川の北の方行くと桜もいっぱい咲いてますし、もちろん普通の花も咲いてますし、草もあるし。
Essential to the process is a good memory. Matsuki works out ingredients and proportions, drawing on his own scent memory bank. With the scent image and materials decided, he specifies the mixture, leaving about 5% room for adjustment.
天然の原料の不思議なところが、特にこの匂い袋で不思議なのが、いくつかを合わせた瞬間に変化が始まっていくんですね。では単独で仮に10種類の原料を単独で置いといたら5年10年経ってもそんなに変わらないんです、香りとしては。
To create Kyoto in spring, he chose 9 ingredients, including sandalwood and cinnamon. The key to making a beautiful scent is not to just mix beautiful smelling ingredients.
こちらが干渉といいまして、この中ではちょっと癖のあるや臭みのある香りになります。あまりたくさん使うと全体のバランスが崩れるんですけども、少し使うと香りに深みが出てきます。
Incorporating a pinch of a foul-smelling ingredient can uplift the whole and produce a fragrance with real depth.
白檀入れて落ち着かした方がいいような感じですね。
Kyoto in spring. It is the scent of cherry blossoms along the Kamo River and its grassy banks, wafting on a passing breeze. He asks his staff for their opinion.
本当に外を歩いてるみたいな落ち着く感じがします。
土臭さというか、草の香りというか。
であれば正解です。
確かに。
It takes 2 weeks for the aroma to settle. Awaiting its development is part of the pleasure.
どういう香りで残るかな、どんな感じで残るかなというのは常に考えるところにはなりますので、それが、なんていうかな、淡いけども力があればいいし、強いんやけども香りとして品がなかったら飽きませんし、柔らかい香りでも芯が通って主張しすぎてはいけないんですけども、そこにはっきりしたものがないとダメやなと思うんで、その辺が力なのかなと思うんですけども。
Many ways of savoring fragrances are ingrained in Kyoto life. This restaurant that serves traditional cuisine dates back to 1899. A key element in their daily preparations is reflecting the season. In the alcove stands a tulip. The hanging scroll bears a cherry blossom image. A stacked box set is embellished with spring excursion motifs. Another key element typical of this establishment is incense.
うちはご来店のお時間に合わせて、30分前にほんの少し炊いてうっすらと香りが残るような形にさせてもらってますんで、そんなにお料理を邪魔するということもなく、お客様に、京都に来たなと非日常そういうのを感じていただけるようにお香をうちは炊かしてもらってます。
The restaurant prefers a sandalwood-based mellow fragrance. Almost undetectable, the pleasing ambiance that greets customers as they enter reflects the refined spirit of Kyoto. This thoughtfulness is not limited to the room. The manager also has a scented pouch tucked in her sash.
母に最初プレゼントしてもらって、それからずっと使ってますので、タンスに入れるお香も時期が来たら取り替えるっていう、やっぱりそういう日常的に接してるもんですね、お香は。はい。
A 400-year-old Japanese confectioner uses incense in a rather surprising way. This sweet was introduced from China in the 8th century as a Buddhist offering. The casing is filled with anzuki bean paste, which has been flavored with incense, then deep fried in sesame oil. 7 types of aromatic wood form a blend of aromas with purifying qualities. Makers of this sacred sweetmeat must first purify their body with rubbing incense.
食べるものは精進潔斎と申しますが、前日からそのお肉とかお魚、おネギとか匂いのきついものは控えますし、罰が当たるというんですか、ものすごく怖い神さんでございますので、それは絶対に守るというのがうちのやっぱりそういう決まりでございますので。
These cakes, which conceal a mystical aroma, are nowadays available for anyone to buy. Kodo ceremonies are held to listen to incense with invited guests. On this day in late February, one is hosted by the head of the Senzan Goryu school. As with tea and ikebana ceremonies, the host has set a theme.
上司の節句、いわゆる通称桃の節句ですから、桃を中心に、あと、ひな祭りに飾られる桜と立花というのを季節感として出したいと思っています。
Nishigiwa has selected accessories for the ceremony to suit today's theme. A host displays their skill by naturally incorporating a seasonal flavor that pleases their guests. Scent-laden fresh flowers are out of the question at a kodo ceremony. Instead, the knot on the incense pouch serves to express the season. Today, he ties a peach knot. It can also be tied as a cherry blossom. Each of the 4 seasons has distinct knots. The tying of knots with a single cord to represent seasonal blooms is a traditional skill handed down as an essential part of kodo. The venue is Senyuji in Higashiyama. The temple has historical links to the imperial family and also with kodo. Its head priest has been the honorary head of the Senzan Goryu school for generations. Nishigiwa proceeds to arrange the accessories. He takes special care with the hanging scroll, which will be the centerpiece. Preparations are now complete. The guests first view the accessories, take in the theme, and savor the seasonal accents. The scroll bears a classical Chinese poem on a peach theme. At floor level is a traditional doll set. It includes a miniature kodo set. The ceremony is about to begin. They will play kumiko, a game to distinguish different varieties of aloes wood. The game today is named after the seasonal cherry and tachibana citrus. The 5 paper pouches each contain one of 3 kinds of the fragrant wood. The otemai presides over the game. She will burn the first scent, which is referred to as cherry, then the second, referred to as tachibana. Once the otemai discerns the cherry, she passes the burner to a guest.
Sakura.
The guest listens to the 2 alus wood varieties in turn. As each guest finishes, 3 unnamed incenses are burned. The main game starts here.
出港
The cherry and the tachibana are among the 3 incenses. The guests listen and consider the order. Conversation is prohibited to maximize concentration on the incense. Time passes quietly in the tense atmosphere. Guests write cherry or tachibana on their answer sheet. If neither, they write peach. After the answers are collected, Nishigiwa reads out the incense names in the order they were circulated.
桃、桜、橘花。
Scores are tallied and the game is over, but the participants are not concerned about getting the right answer or winning or losing.
香りって誰にもわからないものでございますね。あなたにも私にも違う風に感じますが、いい香りを聞いていい時間をご一緒する、そういう楽しみでございます。
There are many different kinds of kumiko games. Genji-ko is named after the 1,000-year-old Heian period novel, The Tale of Genji. Participants listen to 5 kinds of incense to identify which are the same. Their answers are allusions to the novel. These 5 vertical lines represent the incenses in order. A horizontal line connects the ones that match. If you thought the first and third and the second and fourth incenses were the same, your linear pattern would look like this. The chapter title from the novel that is ascribed to your pattern is then used as your answer. This pattern is called Hana Chiru Sato. The Genji-ko linear patterns associated with the chapter names are still used today as refined designs in their own right. They are most often found on kimono and obi sashes. Their elegant and simple aesthetic has given them a wide following.
こちらが今年の新作の付け下げになるんですけども。
A Genji-ko pattern is enlivened with bamboo, floral, and plant motifs. The artistry of these Kodo-derived linear designs has been incorporated not only in kimono and obi, but also in family crests, gold lacquer, and sweets.
すごくバランスがいいんですよね、デザインとしてね。で、格調もあるし、なおかつ柄自体が簡潔で優美さを持ってますし、同じ柄を使いながらいろんなバリエーションができると、本当に完成された柄なんで定番ですね。
One long-standing incense store aims to add a new perspective to Kyoto's incense culture. Their aromatic wood section includes a number of Japanese-grown woods. Aromatic wood has been the incidental product of long years in extreme Southeast Asian climatic conditions. Imports are the only source for Japan, but foreign resources are drying up. There is an attempt to use Japanese trees to produce aromatic wood. Growth sites and the most fragrant species are carefully selected. Then specimens are felled for analysis. Hopes are high that the current candidates, Hinoki cypress and Cryptomeria, can overturn long-held assumptions.
私どももまだ試行錯誤の段階なんですが、日本の名木でも十分良い香りだということを皆さんに知っていただきたいという強い思いがございます。
Pioneering new aromatic woods has the potential to foster a whole world of new scents. Another venerable incense purveyor strives to bring incense into everyday life.
やはり時代によって住宅環境というのは変わってきてますので、それに合わせて例えば火を使わなくても香りが出る機械ですとか。
This battery-powered incense burner has an element that heats the incense and releases its fragrance. Another device contains a room-temperature scented pouch. When the internal fan is turned on, it spreads a fragrant breeze in the air. While honoring tradition, Kyoto has continued to adapt incense to move with the times. Perfumer Matsuki has developed a chocolate aroma using traditional ingredients such as sandalwood.
時代時代で、好まれるもの、そうでないものがやっぱ出てきますので、基本線は変わらないんですけども、やはりその時に提供できる香りというのは考えていければいけないと思ってはいます。
Nishigiwa is busy spreading the word about Kodo. He has been promoting it actively at home and abroad for 2 years, particularly in China.
伝統というのは両輪だと思います。その新しいこともしていかなければならないし、古いことを伝承していかないといけない。
The culture of listening to scents handed down through the ages encompasses the rich aesthetic sense of Kyotoites. A waft of incense traces the season and elevates enjoying the passage of time to a luxury.